Okay, so 5 times, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Manchester United has played in the Europa League in the last 11 years, right? And the one time, the single time David De Gea was not the starting goalkeeper, we won the competition. Can somebody explain that to me? Is it by coincidence or is it by design? Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the Football Power Hour. Today, we're going to be talking about the horror show we witnessed yesterday, and I'm joined by somebody special. Stay with me. Oh my goodness. Is it by design? Is it a coincidence? This is something we're going to go ahead and delve into and dissect this because we have to talk about this. Some people also, feeling like it was a David De Gea mistake or it was a Maguire mistake. We're going to get into all of that. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so. I am privileged today, ladies and gentlemen. I am privileged to say we have somebody special. He's been here before. He has been here on this channel before. You've seen his face before. Let me go ahead and say without further ado, from the Manchester United, from the Men United agenda, I would love to welcome my brother, my homie, Solo.
What an introduction. What an introduction.
I had to do it right because I hadn't seen you in a while. And you know what? We had a terrible day yesterday, brother.
Listen, guys, everyone who's watching, what a fantastic introduction that is. I remember it's all about the power of the hour, guys, making sure we hit that like, share, and making sure we are subscribing as well because this channel's going places, guys. It's going places. And as I said, not only talk about football, even got a Friday night quiz as well.
Yes,
You know?
yes, we got
The Friday
trivia.
night
We
quiz.
play games on Friday. Matter of fact, today is a Friday. Make sure you join us
Friday
later.
feeling.
I hope one of these Fridays we're gonna have you, brother. I hope.
Definitely,
Here,
definitely.
there's this thing, Errol, that I have usually. It's called a whiteboard, and over here on this whiteboard we had a triangle. And the triangle yesterday was broken. It was Carabao, FA, and Europa. And I think now it's safe to say the triangle.
The triangle is gone. The triangle is gone.
Triangle is gone, bro.
Empty board. It's just a board now. It's just a board.
Just an empty whiteboard now.
Board. Absolute disaster.
So let's go to the first moment of the game, or rather the first era of the game, bro. Where are you with that, bro? Like how did you feel, and who do you think carries the blame, and how did that? Go ahead and talk to me about that.
In the introduction you did earlier, right at the start of the show, you did something and you said something about David De Gea. About 5 times he started and we lost all 5. Now, we are going to talk about a lot in the show going forward, but when people are blaming one individual, especially David De Gea, yes, David De Gea did make a mistake in the game. He did. But when you're playing and you're a professional footballer, you're playing at a high level, yeah? Mm-hmm. If you're captain of your team, you pass the ball, yeah? And the way Harry Maguire passed that ball back to the goalkeeper to begin with, it was so slow, so sluggish, yeah, to start with, yeah?
Yeah.
You had 3 players then covering, breathing down David De Gea's neck, yeah? Because your captain played him into that position. Now, the captain of the football club then asked for the ball back, yeah? He asked for the ball back. He then passed the ball back. Harry Maguire was trying to play one of those little, I call it no-look pass, where he tried to spin it around the back to I think was it Dallo. He's trying to spin it around the back to Dallo. Yeah. Ain't gonna work.
Or Wan-Bissaka.
Sorry, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work at all because you're getting closed down already. There's 2 players closing than De Gea, and then the third person is by where Wan-Bissaka is. So there's no way on earth you're gonna get that ball around the corner. Yeah. So Harry Maguire called back for the ball. Yeah. Now, if David De Gea was the one who passed the ball, yeah, without being called for the ball, I would say I blame David De Gea for it. But I can't blame David De Gea because your club captain asked for the ball back. So that's the first incident. I hope that answers your question. So I'm not blaming David De Gea.
Yeah.
I'm blaming one person there for that, and that's the captain who made the mistake.
Okay, so
There's a
here's
lot.
the thing.
There's a lot. I'm going to sit there. I'm not going to give too much away. I just want to break it down, and then for everyone who's listening, because a lot of people are blaming David De Gea,
Yeah.
and I'm not buying it. That's bottom line. I'm not buying it.
We have the picture. Let's look at it a little bit more. Before we look at it, I'd like to say shout out to you, Gaming Guru in the building. Gaming Guru says, I am here.
Big up, welcome, sir.
Boy. Yes, thank you, brother. Man City fan. He's a Manchester City fan, and we will be there when Man City plays Real Madrid.
Yeah, hopefully Madrid absolutely destroy you. I don't mind you winning the league, but I just don't want you to win the Champions League.
Exactly, bro.
That's it. Win the league, don't care about that. Win the Champions League, I'm worried.
Exactly. As long as Martial is your number 9, you ain't progressing. Well, Gaming Guru, you're here. You'll be a non-biased. Hopefully, I hope you'll be a non-biased party. So he says, so we're looking at this. Erol says, all right, cool. Maguire receives the ball. Matter of fact, when you look at this picture, when it's still frame, you don't see any danger, right? It's like there's a clear passing lane.
So, right, exactly. So where it is, the player is down on David De Gea already. Yeah, so he's breathing down David De Gea's back. David De Gea could have passed it to Wan-Bissaka, but the problem is, if you look at the cover between David De Gea and then so you got David De Gea there. So if you got Wan-Bissaka, David De Gea, yeah. But if you go across where Harry Maguire is, yeah. Now Harry Maguire should be coming in a little bit more. He should be coming in, squeezing in a bit more, coming towards like my left. Yes, where you are coming. He should be coming in. So then the pass is a little bit more clear. He does that,
to be fair to him. He does that.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
From the moment when David De Gea receives the ball, Maguire takes 1, 2, and then on the third step, that's when the ball arrives to Harry Maguire.
Wait for it. How quick did Harry Maguire move to that position? That's what we're going to talk about. How quick did he move?
Two complete steps, and on the third step, the ball was arriving to Harry Maguire.
Yes. So Harry Maguire know where Wan-Bissaka is already. Yeah. Harry Maguire calling back for the ball should have probably stepped a bit forward, like you said. He stood there, and he moved across. He should have stepped forward. So he should have stepped forward, as the ball been played, to give the option slightly shorter for for him to get the ball back. Yeah. If he then comes in a little bit more, that pass would have gone to Wan-Bissaka. But he didn't. He stayed in that position. He's only moved slightly across. He didn't move forward.
I want to dispel the he stayed in that position theory, because he's actually moving. He's not sprinting at top speed, to get
he doesn't speed. A turtle can't speed at top level. A turtle can't do that.
Okay, he can't sprint. Let's put that.
He can't sprint. A turtle can't sprint.
Here's the thing. He is actually trying to get it. The point is, he's trying to get into space. That's all I'm trying to say.
That's fine.
The man is getting into space. And matter of fact, let's get away from that and go straight into the motion picture, bro. Let's go into it.
There's a possibility.
There you go. Wait, go back. That you were there. So the ball's there. There you go. Right, so you see, you said he stepped. He didn't step. He came back on himself. He came back. If you look up, there you go. See, he came back. So look now, wait for it. There you go.
He's coming back because the ball has already been released. Yeah. But if we look at, I'm gonna slow it down again, all the way to the slowest frames per second. Here we go. Now, what happens is matter of fact, the other angle is a little bit better. You'll see the other angle here. This one. Let's go here. Maguire, safe. Everybody's safe. There's no trouble. Trouble. He makes the right decision. Okay, give the goalkeeper. Let's launch the attack. There's a bird that flies by too. Oh my goodness.
I did see the bird. Yes, I did.
That's an omen.
I did.
Okay. I did. So now, here. He's the moment Maguire is now moving into space to receive the ball. Yes. He's not standing still.
Yes.
He's not standing still.
Okay.
De Gea traps the ball. Maguire takes 1 step. That's his right foot on the ground. Yes. Next thing, his left foot is on the ground.
Yes.
1 complete step now, right?
Yes. Right. Let me counterattack your argument now, yeah?
Okay.
David De Gea, when you play it in slow motion, David De Gea, should be right now, in my opinion. I used to play centre back. I didn't say I play high level. centre back, but I played centre back. David De Gea right now should be in that D. He should be in that D, receiving the ball in the D. That's where David De Gea should be. He should be in that D, receiving the ball.
Got it.
And then if he received the ball in the D, he can then ship the ball away quicker out of his feet to Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
But David De Gea isn't in the D.
No. Also, furthermore, to add on to David De Gea's mess up is that he doesn't pass and move. He's pass and stands because then his lane is blocked. Maguire is definitely looking back is not an option because if David De Gea had moved to say here, then Maguire has that option to pass the ball to him and the press is beat. But the main thing is Ten Hag's comments. He said something about we had to be calm. We just had to make sure that we diffuse that press, and then there's loads of space to get into. Because if you look at what was over here,
wait, that's what I was going to say to you. That's what I was going to say. If Maguire picked his head up, Maguire picked his head up, Maguire would never have made that pass. Like I said, I watched Maguire in the flesh with him and David De Gea, and when I watch it, it was him, Dalot, and Telles, and I'm telling you. Telles and Dalot was screaming. Every game you saw them screaming at Maguire last season, screaming at him because he wasn't doing the right thing. In this here, everyone's blaming David De Gea. This instance, I'm not blaming David De Gea in this instance whatsoever because you just sat there and you said, oh, David De Gea didn't make space and didn't move across. But hold on, how much space is there in the back there for Maguire just to spin and just turn and then take the ball up? Because, yes, we're blaming Harry Maguire, but Harry Maguire technically is very good at carrying the ball. He could have picked that ball up from there and carried the ball.
Turn.
Well, he can't turn. We know he can't turn that well, It does take turtles years to turn, but, But for me, he could have got the ball, he could have sat there and he could have turned and moved the ball.
So here's the thing that I think we're agreeing on. Okay, there's individual mistakes and collective mistakes. Right now, even Casemiro has the responsibility to tell Maguire, there's nothing behind you. I
bet you Casemiro was doing that anyway. Casemiro
has the responsibility to tell Maguire, let it run. Do not even touch it. It is going to come to my zone. Yeah. Casemiro has a responsibility. Wan-Bissaka can see the picture behind Maguire. He has a responsibility to also say something to Maguire. Yes. So there's the collective. There's the other sin that we're not talking about is our left back. Our left back is so close to another player. Basically, if you're in the same team and you have possession of the ball and you're standing next to your teammate, you are negating a passing lane. You are basically playing with one player less. That's what you're doing by standing next to your teammate. Why are you marking your teammate? As a left back, you're supposed to create an extra passing lane. You see Wan-Bissaka's movement right now. He's trying to get that width because he has to try and pull Erik Lamela with him to try and open up this gap.
But like you said, then if you get the gap there, if you got where Harry Maguire is there, Harry Maguire got options. So he's got two options at the moment. One is Wan-Bissaka, which is a wrong option. Yeah. The second option he's got, keep playing it. Play it, Nan. Play it. There you go. Bang. Look. Bang. Stay. Don't need to pass the ball. Or if you're passing the ball, don't try and bend it around the corner. Pass the ball, sort of touch it, turn and move it. You could have got that ball to Wan-Bissaka. Or, like you said, I don't think you can let the ball run. You could have get the ball, Or even if he went right and tried to spin the ball around there on the right-hand side, that would have been a better choice.
Yeah, he can see the guy on his right. He still has space to be able to turn.
Because he's not. The problem is he's not touch tight. Because he's not touch tight. He got the time to move and spin. So, bang, David. I'm not blaming David De Gea for this. This is on Maguire.
No. I agree with you, but the last thing is I'm saying that David De Gea is not squeaky clean from this because what you have to do is after releasing the ball, you can't stand still. You can't stand still because there's a player that's already blocking this lane. You have to move. I get it. You're protecting the goal. Maybe that's partially what it is. But then the other thing
wait for it though. Can I defend David De Gea here? You've got a player breathing down him. You got a player. So even if David De Gea move across, that player is still going to be on David De Gea. He's still going to be, because if you freeze frame, when you play it in motion, the player is still on David. He still runs towards David De Gea. He's still pressing David De Gea. So look what he's done then. The ball lost there. then what you see in that player then move across back to where Wan-Bissaka is now. So he's come back clearly to pick up where Wan-Bissaka is. So basically two players. But what I'm trying to say to you is,
yeah,
to how slow David De Gea is, I'm not David De Gea, Maguire is, look before the freeze frame and look at the distance these players were from him. All of a sudden, both players are on him. So he's the one who's made a mistake, not David De Gea. Look at the distance between two players. By the time the ball go into him, wait for it. He should be coming to that ball, going in and getting the ball. He should be going in. Why is he standing there for?
I think we agree on the fact that Maguire made the bigger mistake, but there is
not once, twice.
Yeah. He's not going to the ball. He's not making the right decision.
What's the rule? We're not professional footballers, But what is the rule of football? You go to the ball. You don't wait for the ball to come to you. That's basic. That's what you learn from sort of like the minute you start kicking a football. Never wait for, because one, wait for it. If you wait for that ball to come, one, someone's going to pinch it off you. If you wait for that ball to come, two, by the time you get the ball, you could get a serious injury, because someone's going in the back of you. So that's the rule you've been told from when you're younger, from playing professional football. He's a player. Not going to sit there and criticize how much he's worth. It's 85 million. It's not his fault. He was, the 85 million price tag. It's not his fault, But you're an England international, You're the captain of Manchester United. You lead by example. You're up there, should be setting the thing to like Garnacho, all these Iqbal, all these young players that's coming through of how to play football and playing football in the right way. He did not play football in the right way there. He basically sat there and sold his team out. That's where I look at it. Harry Maguire sold the team out.
Yeah,
he did the same thing last season. I went to the last game of the season against Crystal Palace, and he did the same thing. Same thing he did. What he just done in this game. A leopard never changes their spots. Harry Maguire.
Well, hopefully we get rid of the leopard very soon.
and you know what?
I feel like Ten Hag needed to see it for himself, and rightfully so. Everybody deserves a clean slate when a new manager comes in. And this time around, he let him down
massively.
In front of everybody.
I'm going to go. You said something earlier. With Harry Maguire. How many clean sheets this season has De Gea kept this season on the top of your head?
13 or 14.
In all competition I'm talking about.
Say that one more time.
In all competition this season.
In all competitions?
22 probably clean sheets. 22 clean sheets. 22 clean sheets he's keen in. 22, Wait for it. How many of those games has Harry Maguire played?
I'd say less than 20%.
One game he played. One. And that was a recent game. Who did we play the last game? We won. I think it was 2-0 or 3-0. We won.
Nottingham Forest. We won 2-0.
That's the only clean sheet he's kept. Damn. So let me ask you a question now. When Martinez and Varane's playing, or Luke Shaw and Varane's playing, there's no problem with De Gea. There's no issue with De Gea. Last season,
mistrust.
Last season, what happened last season? There was a lot of problem when Maguire and Lindelof play with De Gea.
Do you remember
David
that
De Gea
when De Gea could pass to Maguire, but then he decides to go for a throw-in instead? There's that clip that makes the rounds.
So for me, when you look at it and people are blaming David De Gea, you don't keep 22 clean sheets in a season, and go that terrible. And then when your defense get completely changed around with the same team you played with last season, and all of a sudden things start going wrong. I'm just saying, Lindelof, for me, Lindelof is a decent player. I like Lindelof. I'm not saying Maguire's a bad player, but for Manchester United, he's not a good player for Manchester United. That's how I look at it. He's not my captain. I'd rather Luke Shaw. I would say to everyone talk about Bruno Fernandes being captain of Manchester United. I'll throw it there. Luke Shaw is my captain all day long. All day long, Luke Shaw is my captain for Manchester United.
Maybe there's a captain issue going on where David De Gea maybe feels like he should be
No,
the
no.
captain?
David De Gea is a professional. No. I would not buy that. I would not buy that at all.
You
David De
don't
Gea is a
think?
senior captain. He's a senior player. David De Gea is a senior, again, like I saw yesterday that Harry Maguire made about 2 or 3 errors. And then he's sitting there to almost like putting the blame on to David De Gea by saying talk like that about 3
Yeah, what was
occasions.
that about?
He's saying talk, but you're the one who just made a mistake. He made a mistake and then saying to David De Gea, you need to talk. It makes no sense.
Because
it makes no sense.
You know what that was. I remember there was a ball that Maguire had to clear out because David De Gea was there, and then there was like this miscommunication thing going on. That's when he made that.
The trust. This is what I was trying to say about the trust. Now, if you look at it in a situation like that, David De Gea wouldn't need to come that far out of his line if he had Varane or Martinez playing, or Luke Shaw and Varane playing at centre back. He wouldn't have done that because them guys would have dealt with the situation. But because of and even Harry Maguire, when you look at him, it's almost like he wanted to tackle David De Gea as well. David De Gea, I'm just saying, as someone who played the game, and not at the level they're playing at, but I'm saying to you, you and me could play a game together. You could be in goal, I could be out there. And I'm sure 100% you'd have said to me, you know what, leave that ball to me. I reckon Harry Maguire must have said to David De Gea, leave it to me. And Maguire couldn't reach it. So then I'm thinking he had to come out. De Gea had to come out to get the ball.
To try and save the situation. No. I think as long as we have these two guys together, we're gonna have a very porous and indecisive backline. Anytime
I can tell you now for the FA Cup, it's gonna be Lindelof and Shaw at centre back.
Well, for the FA Cup, I think Maguire's
suspended anyway. But for the rest of the season, I think until we get Varane back, I think that's what it's gonna be. I think Luke Shaw would play there instead of Maguire. Maguire's not... Again, I'm not saying Maguire's a terrible player, but he's not Manchester United player. But I'm going to go on to more because as much as we're sitting there saying about the De Gea, the Maguire, the whole breakdown and things like that, you then got to look overall at the whole team. So it's not only one player we blaming or 2 players you got to blame. You got to blame the whole team because one... Yes, the mistakes led to goals. Yeah, especially the David De Gea one. That was ridiculous. But again, I would blame the whole defense for that one because again, why was it sort of he had to come out of goal because the whole defense was beaten. That's why he had to come out, and that pass was a terrible pass.
Okay, but, all right. Well, we have emphasized, we've dwelled on that point, and I think we should move on from it and say, I want to just, before we move on, I want to just say shout out to Chelsea Den in the building, who's here to obviously drink some Man United tears. He loves it anytime there's a little bit of turbulence, but rightfully so. I mean, Chelsea, we all know that the
Chelsea in the mud, just like United in the mud.
Exactly.
Chelsea, yep, there you go.
So anyway, bro, I always do this thing after every game where I just sit down and like do a little performance grade for each player. Right now, as you were talking, I was like, here are the grades. Let me just share them with you and let's look at them real quick and you tell me if you're agreeing with me or disagreeing with me. And also, let's start with David De Gea.
Get guys in the comment as well. Get involved in the comment as well, guys. Make sure you get involved in the comments.
Exactly. Let's go ahead and look at sorry, I'm not sharing the screen yet. There we go. Boom. I think I am sharing it now. The right one. There we go. Boom. So David De Gea, I gave him an E. What grade are you giving him?
You know what? David De Gea, again, you know what? I'll stick with an E. I would stick with an E. And I'll tell you the reason why afterwards. Once you go through all the grading, you're going to see what I'm giving people.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Dallo. Dallo. I don't remember seeing Dallo.
Dallo, E.
I don't remember. I just don't remember Dallo in the game.
Yeah. The only player The only
Yeah.
player I saw that did okay in the game was Lindelof, and guess what? He's getting an E.
Oh no! Oh no! Let's talk about it. Why an E and why did I give Lindelof a C? Go tell me why he's an
The
E.
reason I'll give Lindelof is he's part of the problem. He was part of the problem. As much as we're sitting there blaming De Gea, blaming this, blaming that, where was Lindelof? Lindelof was. Did you see Lindelof there in the picture? Where was Lindelof in the picture?
Lindelof was not in the frame.
Not in the frame at all. So
He
there you
was the
go.
one closest to Dallo. He was the one closest to Dallo.
Yeah,
That's
he was
what.
close to Dallo, but he's a centre back. What is he doing there?
Okay, first goal, and then is he also at fault for the second goal?
Is that fault for the first goal? Is that fault for the second goal? No, the second goal. Yeah, he's at fault for the second goal as well.
Because
I'm
he's the
giving him.
closest to the guy. Because it's remember it's a weird hit on the shoulder on Bode, and then it's like this looping hit.
It loops over De Gea.
Yeah, but Lindelof was the closest person to Bode.
Lindelof is getting an E, man.
Okay, all right. I forgot about the second incident now. Like, I think it makes sense that he goes down to D- or E.
E.
Guilty on two charges.
Guilty, yeah.
What about Maguire? Let's go.
I'm giving Maguire. I'm going to change your score from that, and I'm going to give Maguire E as well.
Oh, okay. It's not an F. It's an E.
Nope,
Why?
Not an E. It's always an E. Again, you're going to see there is a pattern of what I'm doing. There's a pattern.
Okay.
Because there's a pattern. And I'll tell you the pattern and the reason why I did the pattern.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Wan-Bissaka. We dwelled on Maguire's mistake.
Wan-Bissaka, first half, I don't know what he was doing with that shot, but he should have put his foot through it and he's tried to place it. Again, an E for me.
Learn to shoot. It's like shooting is -20 in FIFA.
You know what? Can I change these results quickly? Can I change them quickly? Can you do me a favor? Put on from David De Gea, put N straight up to everything. Do N please for me.
N.
Yep.
Not graded. What does N stand for?
You'll see my N in a minute.
Okay.
Casemiro, N.
N.
Yes.
This is the first time we give an N grade. Oh my goodness.
Listen, there's always That's why we're on the Power Hour, innit? We're on here, and things can change.
Casemiro there was the header. There was the header that was probably his best chance.
His only chance was that header, and it was like that cross from Antony was. I believe it was too high for him to get, or he should have probably get to the header quicker. But how can he get to the header quicker when the ball was flying so high? You can't.
True. The way Antony hit that ball, it was kind of weird. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But still, the one Eriksen.
N.
M.
N.
N as well.
Yes.
Eriksen gets an N. Why does Eriksen get an N?
Yep, there you go. Again, Eriksen, not his fault, but he's coming back from injury. But I just don't think this was a game for him. I don't think, because the problem is, again, in this game, the way I look at Manchester United and I look at our technically front three, the movement of them and the pace of them should have damaged Sevilla more. Should have damaged him a lot more.
I hear you. What really bothered me about Eriksen, you could see that he was getting overrun in the midfield, and there was nothing that anybody could do. Chelsea then gave Eriksen an F, by the way.
Yeah,
I see the grades, by the way.
But the problem is with the issue you have with it all is because of I honestly thought they should have started Fred. Fred should have started that game for the energy. Fred should have started that game. Sabitzer, brilliant last week. Sabitzer, brilliant last week. Again, H. After he got that hit, he weren't around anymore. Oh, sorry, N. Sorry, I'm saying H. I'm getting N for N. N. He got slapped off the pitch. That's all he got to say. That's the only Sabitzer thing moment I remember. He got slapped off the pitch.
Got slapped
off the pitch. Martial,
N as well.
N. N.
The whole team gets
N
N.
for him. N for him. Because the fact of the matter is, my guy's injured again, man. Jesus.
And the ankle is gone. Is it an ankle injury?
Yeah, let's go N for ankle, but he doesn't spell it with an A. Antony. Antony.
What about Anthony?
Frustration. N. Just frustration.
N. He was
N.
the best player on the pitch for me. Our warrior.
N.
Frustration. That's his performance remark.
N.
Okay,
Sancho. N. Frustration. He did
bro,
okay. He did okay, but
Yeah.
again, for me, with it, it's an N for him. And
Yeah.
Ten Hag, I'm giving a B.
B.
And the reason why I'm giving Ten Hag a B is because once you pick your team and you do your training, it's down to the players to go onto the pitch and perform.
Mm-hmm.
He can't control once they're over that white line. He cannot control it.
So
Right.
So why does he get a B when we didn't get through, bro?
Why does he get a B? Because he can't control the players on the pitch. And also, the reason why he gets a B, that performance yesterday was from last season under Ralph Rangnick. And that's not a Ten Hag team. That's not Ten Hag performance. He put these guys through the training element, put them through everything they need to go through, and yet they did not perform at the level what he expects. And he expects more. So that's why I'm giving Ten Hag a B. I'm not criticizing Ten Hag. Ten Hag, everything Ten Hag does, I'm backing Ten Hag. Ten Hag's the manager. I'm backing him. For these guys here, these guys got fixed up. The players got fixed up.
There's some serious fixing up that needs to happen for sure. But
right.
Okay, so
N.
So
N stand for non-existent. They did not exist. The team did not exist yesterday. Non-existent. Where was the team yesterday? Not one player turned up. We're blaming this person. We're blaming that person. It's a team. Right, let me go into break it down what I was trying to say to you earlier. Right, we're blaming De Gea. We're blaming Maguire. Right, that did lead to 3 goals conceded. Yes, they did. But did we score any goals? You ask yourself that question. Did we score any goals? The answer is no. So if we're blaming the defense and the goalkeeper, why aren't we blaming the front players? They were non-existent.
They were non-existent because
there's no creativeness. There was nothing.
There was no connective tissue. We didn't have our regular glue, who is Bruno Fernandes, and that's why we were now looking so confused, not knowing what to do anytime we had the ball.
But it's not only Bruno Fernandes. You've got to think we've got no Martinez, we've got no Fernandes, and we've got no Varane. 3 key players who glue this team together. We're talking about, in all competition this season, we're talking about 22 clean sheets, 21 to be honest with you, clean sheets in the thing. We've conceded the least goal in Europe this season than anyone else. We conceded the least goal, even though we conceded so many goals against Liverpool, City, and all them lot. One of the best clean sheet record in the Premier League. Why is that? If against Brighton and against Brentford, how many goals we conceded? Was it 7 goals we conceded or something like that?
Yeah.
And who was at the back? Who was at the back?
We had Maguire in there. I can tell you that.
Say no more. Say no more. Say no more.
So you know, Maguire had this thing where he's like, ever since the Brentford game, I've had, anytime we play, I've performed really well. He has all these quotes that are so deluded and so forth.
But the thing is with him, though, it's not actually him that's making those quotations. He's got a PR team that's making those quotations in the newspaper. It's not Maguire's coming out saying it. He's paying someone to do that for him. So for me, yeah, the team's non-existent, man. It's painful.
Well, he's got some firing to do. I got to ask you now, moving forward, in conclusion, does being knocked out of this Europa League give us a better chance to win the FA Cup or no?
No, not at all. If we play like how we played against Sevilla on Sunday, you're going to look at 4-5-0. Because Brighton is a far better team than Sevilla. And especially Sevilla. Have you seen Sevilla record at home this season? They've won 2 games at home all season. That's Sevilla's record at home this season. And we went there and we made them look prime Barcelona.
We are spineless, bro.
We made them look
Absolutely
like we made them
spineless.
look Barcelona. So for me, Brighton's a far better team. Far better team. And you know the painful thing? I think Welbeck is going to absolutely batter that defense tomorrow.
Oh no.
Welbeck's going to destroy that defense on Sunday, sorry. And that's the painful thing with it. I'm being real, I'm being honest, because right now, even like now for me, I'm so worried about finishing top 4 now.
Yeah.
I'm so worried finishing. If we've got those guys at centre back, I'm so worried about the top, because we've got Tottenham next. We've got Brighton, then Tottenham.
Tough game. Yeah, no,
We have got some tough games. We have got some tough games to come.
Even Pep commended De Zerbi's like pressing and how they execute. They're just on another level right now, and we need to be ready and up for the occasion. We need players that actually can bring some fight and desire, bro. Anyway, I want
not these players we got though.
I want to circle back to Eddie's in the building. Shout out to you, Eddie's
Big up, Eddie.
Waffle.
Go check him out, guys.
Man, I hope we can have you on the Friday happy hour today, Eddie. Chelsea Den, by the way, he said those are my stats. Thank you so much for all the grades that you put in, Chelsea Den. You basically gave the whole team straight Fs. Yep. And I appreciate that. I appreciate all the comments that you put in there. That's my stats. Yes, we love it. I was gonna say N, but I never see these players. Get them all N's, yo. No, give a Z. Give him a Z for being nowhere to be seen. Only concede more goals. Oh, Chelsea dead. We love the humor, bro. Shout out to Power Hour and Ero. You already know. Now, Maguire and De Gea should get less than everyone else. They made clear mistakes up front, didn't do anything, but they didn't cost us goals. Well, Eddie, look at what this is pretty much the grades that Ero and I came up with, and everybody got a straight N except for eriktenhag.
He's our boss, man.
So it's really, really terrible. Told Power Hour that last night when they only won 2 games at the ground. Shout out to you. Play simple. I don't even know which one it is, but
play simple.
My man, I want to just say thank you, Ero, for joining me on this. It was a little bit easier to dissect this with you because I would have been screaming for 30 minutes. So I'm so happy that you were here.
That's good. That's
a little bit of perspective too to the De Gea and Maguire mistake conversation, because that one is multifaceted. Anyway, I just want to say one more time, thank you all, everybody that tuned in, that subscribed, that commented. Make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, be part of the journey.
Make sure you do it.
We're growing, and make sure you also share and check out my man Solo's YouTube channel. It's called the Man United Agenda. We always, collaborate, and we're going to keep collaborating. So I'm really, really happy, bro, that I could have you here today.
100%.
Yeah. Thank you one more time. I'm so happy that Ero, by the way, but hold on. I wasn't trying to put you backstage. I'm so happy that the N was for non-existent, because you don't want to know what was in my mind.
Non-existent, man.
So thank you for clarifying, bro. One more time. I hope to see you soon, brother.
Yeah, just guys, make sure anyone's new to it. I can see Jordan from Jamaica in the building, Liverpool fan as well. Big up Jordan, all the way from Jamaica. Listen, guys, beautiful channel here. Make sure you check Power Hour out. Make sure you're giving him a like, share, and making sure you're subscribing as well. That's the main thing. Get this channel up to sort of 500. What is it, 500? Or we're going to go K? No, we need a K, man. Come on, we need a K. Yeah, forget the 500, man. We need a K. Let's get the K. Let's get the K. Let's get the K. Player rating K. If you can get him up to K, we get a player rating up. Come on. So make sure, guys, you're smashing that like, share, subscribe button. And as I said, beautiful people. Eddie, big up, beautiful people, man. Come on. Let's help. Let's support.
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you one more time. Remember, the N stands for non-existent.